All right, that's it.
Okay, I am just going to grab control and hopefully you can see this is off of the NatMech site. I told Margaret we would just give a plug for the 2024 in-person conference that was going to be held in Boise. So they're getting this down. It's been in Boise, NatMech. I think this was our second time in 2022. So 2024, they're really hoping that it will go and be in person. So HDT will plan on having a booth there, and hopefully we will be able to see some of you guys. A quick update on the 2022 that went, and I believe I saw some of you guys in some of the sessions. It was virtual. The sessions and the exhibit hall were to be done via Zoom, and they chose Zoom because there was supposed to be this one software module that allowed people to go to like this event where someone would stop by the booth and somehow the vendor would be notified, but that didn't work out. And over the weekend, just days before the conference was to start on the 13th, Margaret was working with Zoom, and HD also did some testing with her to see if we could get that event software running, and it didn't, so they went to plan B, which meant someone had to attend the booth the whole time. And so the HD people who attended the booth was Drew and Joe. And Joe also did a lightning session there. And Drew, I don't know, do you have anything to share? And Joe, do you have anything to share? Drew, you go first about the booth itself, because you're at the booth, and then Joe did a lightning session, 5 minutes for
Yes, I thought it was good. Of course, you know, the issues with it being virtual and not face to face. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. I spent most of the time in the booth, but the sessions I did get to attend were pretty good, and I did feel like a lot of the people who attended the virtual conference didn't attend the booth, which is something like I feel like they would have done if they were there. But overall, I thought it was good, and it was good to talk to some folks who did stop by. We did link up with New York City Transportation, and we set up a meeting with Seth and those guys, and we were able to do a little demo for them, so that was nice. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot to add. Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it went as well as it could, and boy, all props to Margaret. I could feel her stress through the emails.
Yeah.
Deadline kept closer. I really felt for her. She really it all came together at the end. So all kudos to her. But yeah, the conference was good. I just don't think virtual is good for like this, like us presenting. It's just not the same dynamic at all. You know, it's so much better just to be able to talk to someone face to face, throw toffee at their face, and you know, it's just a better experience. But yeah, it was fine. I didn't actually go to a single session except for the one that I was in. So unfortunately, I didn't really get to do much from a you know, attendee position. But yeah, I thought it went well. Okay. I am looking forward to an in-person one.
Yes, yes. I think the participation is very different when it's online versus if somebody's physically there. Christy's asking, is the 2024 going to have any virtual options? And you know, Christy, I'm not sure, because at first when Drew and I were out at TRB and it was in person, they were saying, no, we're not going to do any online sessions. But at the last minute, they changed their minds. So I don't know for the 2024 whether or not they're going to have anything different. And if Idaho, anybody else besides, because we know Margaret's not here, knows that answer, that'd be great. But there's a lot to set up that virtual, and literally it was a huge headache. She was probably working 18 hours each of those days trying to, you know, troubleshoot some of those issues at the last minute. So as nice as it is or would be to have those hybrid sessions where you're face-to-face and online, sometimes there's a lot of challenges with that. Okay, Joe, I think we're good to pass the baton to you, aren't we?
Yeah, let's try to find my thing. What time is it? 10:30. I don't think anybody. Yeah, we're close enough. Okay. I don't have a presentation of this stuff, so I'm not going to show my screen. But where we go from here. So for me, I feel like this is just I lost a year. I'm pretty much back to full functionality now. Laura and I are working really well together right now, so things are progressing very smoothly. We're going to focus on initially trying to get that mobile app moving forward again. That's going to be our primary thing. In addition, getting the RC out, RC 8, which Kathy says she can work on probably starting as soon as tomorrow. Now that we don't have to worry about the TMAS submittals, and then we're still going to be really heavy hitting on the Java 8 update, and which, again, is just a necessary evil we've just got to do. And we don't want to lose momentum on that. So we're going to be spending, again, our goal is to have our version 9 release be completely Java 8 enabled, and we can merge JWS back into Jackalope, and everybody will be happier, at least I will be, and most of the people that have to deploy will be as well. So Java 8, and then sitemap, getting all the bells and whistles back in since we turned them all off. Getting the RC out in a couple days, or getting the RC started in a couple days, and then the mobile app are going to be our main focuses. But again, we want to hear back from you. Sorry, just saw us by chat. Nicholas says, my worry about virtual options is that it would give my leaders the choice not to let us travel at all. Yeah, that's a good point. So that's really where we're going from here, is last year was kind of a disaster for me professionally. So we're trying to pick up the pieces from that. High Desert is in a good place, but moving forward with the new things I just talked about, and hopefully keeping all of you happy. That's our main goal in life, and pretty much what we're in business for. So,
Joe, you want to mention the RFPs that we've been keeping our eyes on for the last year and a half?
Yeah, the lightning quick sales cycle of DOTs. Well, actually, Susie, you probably know better than I do. Do you mind giving a list?
Sure. So I want to say probably pre-COVID, Virginia DOT was looking at an outreach to High Desert to do a demo and to do a couple of other things and answer some technical questions for them. And then COVID hit and everything was put on hold. So if you think about it, they've had that on their plate, 2 years plus, thinking they were going to get ready to do an RFP. So once everything started getting better, they were really going like, hey, I think we're going to get this out now in March 2022. Okay, so we do a follow-up. Okay, no, not March 2022. I think it's going to be now maybe the summer, for sure the summer. Well, now we're in October 2022, and I think, and I'm not sure after listening to our virtual networking, whether or not, budget plays into this and how the dollars they're going to use to fund it. So that still has been put on hold. And then in between that time, when Virginia came out, Arkansas came out and said, hey, we're debating whether or not to do an RFP or an RFI, either a request for information, meaning we just would like to know what's out there and maybe help answer some of the questions to better formulate our requirements. But then they thought maybe they would go straight to an RFP, and that was to come out June of 2022. That was this year. So then there was a delay. It has to go through. And for some of you, I think just to get the approval to spend that kind of money, it's not just your unit. It goes to IT, it goes to procurement, it goes to a couple of different places, and it's still going through all that process. And here we are again in early October, and they haven't come out with anything yet either. So those were the two RFPs that we've been keeping a pulse on. And then lo and behold, I think Catherine found out that Florida, when they came out with their RFP 2 years ago, they contracted with MS2, and then they terminated their contract with MS2, and they are re-looking at reissuing an RFP also. So those are the 3 states that we've been looking at, and we'll just have to wait and see whether or not anything will come about. But I'm sure once it does, High Desert will be looking at pulling together and responding.
Yeah, we'll certainly respond, and that'll take time. But I think, and what we've been doing in all of our responses recently is assuming that we will have to hire somebody, because we don't have the bandwidth right now to take on a contract with a whole bunch of customizations. You know, if they just want a jackalope completely standard, that's fine, but that never seems to be the way it works. So just to let you guys know, we would, if we got a contract like that, we would hire out, and so that we would still be able to, you know, support you guys like we have been, and making sure jackalope keeps churning forward. Although most of the time, implementations do benefit existing customers because there usually are new things that they want, or that might be of interest to everybody. A lot of our features have come from that exact situation where we get a contract and they say, well, no, it's got to do this. And then, you know, other people want the same thing. So just to let you know, we will certainly respond. But I would like to make this year the year of, I mean, really good progress. And getting the Java 8 thing out would be a huge thing. Finally being done with the stupid sitemap would be a huge thing. And that mobile app would be bigger than huge. What's a better superlative? Something bigger than huge. So,
Gargantuan.
Yeah. I would be so happy to get that in the works. Let's see. So if there's no other things, what time is it? No, we're early.
So we can check. Christy, are you okay to start, or do you want to wait until quarter of to begin? It looks like we almost have everybody here. There's 45 participants on right now.
I was just checking to see if all the MnDOT people that were invited are on. I wouldn't want to start unless everyone's staff that they had planned on coming were going to be there.
So should we just plan on quarter of? The High Desert team will duck out. And then if you want to start up at 10:45, I think we just have to turn over control to Christy. Is that right, Laura? Is that what we need to do?
Yeah, we'll make Christy the presenter.
Okay.
Do you want to do that now, and then we just fail, and you guys can.
Okay.
I put my cell phone number in the chat. If somebody wants to text me when you guys are done and ready for us to come in, I'll let my team know. That might be a little bit quicker than emails. So hopefully, Christy, you can see my phone number in the chat, and everyone can. It's there. Just don't give it to any political organizations, because I've been blasted lately, so I don't need that.
Right.
And Christy, I made you presenter, so hopefully all is good there.
Thank you.
And just to check, if you would just show something on your screen before I duck out also, then I'll feel a little more comfortable.
Let me find something.